Hey guys, it's Eric at SideQuest Comics, and I am back again for another 10 for 10 challenge dollar diving video. I recently went to not one but two back-to-back local con shows, and this one actually had a ton of dollar bin boxes there. This was up in Kenosha. It was one of my favorite shows to go to, and I once again figured let's do the challenge and try to stick to just 10 books. Now, I did get a little bit more than 10 books, but I think that's because the dealer that I was digging at with these, he knew I wanted some of these books. That I liked these books, so he kind of threw them in there without me realizing until I got home. And I counted up and I was like, hey, there's a little bit more than what I remember pulling out. So I did take a little bit more footage of me digging through the dollar boxes and a lot of other footage at the con. So I figured let's do another, split it up, make some more content, and I separated the digging through the dollar boxes. So let's go look at that raw footage of me digging through that. We'll come back and then talk a little bit more about them and go down and take a closer look at all the dollar bin boxes that I got for this 10 for 10. Let's go ahead and do that.
Just the Doom.
The Doom film? I had the number 2.
Yeah.
Last week I came home for about 8 minutes.
I would imagine. This one will go pretty big if he appears. If he becomes a big bad boy.
It's hard to yeah.
Cool cover.
If you'll notice, there's no Fantastic Four out there.
For a reason.
Yeah.
I'm interested in these two.
Okay.
So think about, what, and then
Okay.
bring them over in real time.
Okay. Did you know Jeff?
Yeah.
I saw him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. He's a good dude.
I texted him and said, I don't know. Then I took a picture of your booth.
Yeah.
We're not the only guy with those photos. Other guys here.
Well, there you go, guys. There's a little bit of footage of me digging these books out for the 10 for 10 challenge. And this was at one of my favorite little small shows that's local, just right over the border from Illinois for me. It's in Kenosha, Wisconsin, at the Kenosha Comic Book and Collectible Show. I've made videos of this previously on the channel that you can go back and check out. And I do have another one of a full-blown video of me, some of the haul that I got at that show. So make sure you're looking out for that one. But yeah, this one, the dealer that I mainly found these at was actually I got to know him from seeing them at other shows. and got to know him a little bit. So he had basically for the show, he brought, I think I kind of had a little bit of a say in that, to bring some dollar books because I told him, I said, those seem to be popular. So he recently got a lot of collections that he's bought that had a lot of dollar books in it, that he figured that this is a good show to bring it at. So he had, I think he had 2 spaces. He had maybe 10 long boxes, I think he brought, of just dollar books. And I think he said by the end of the show, there was enough people that went through them that he got rid of, I think he said 3 long boxes. So I did my share of, pulling out some books from there. And we'll go ahead and let's go table down, and I'll show you closer what I got, and then we'll come back and close out. So let's go down and take a look at the 10 for $10 books that I got. Let's get into this, guys. This is from the Kenosha Comic Book and Collectible Show here. Here's, if you guys are local, a little bit of information for you guys so you can find it. But first off, let's jump into, I do have a runner-up, but I wanted to bring this one up. So this one is a book I thought I was grabbing. Peter Porker, Spectacular Spider-Ham, number 6. Now, I've said before, sometimes you want to go pretty fast to see it all, but you have to slow down and pay attention, because what I thought I was getting was not this, but this was stuck inside, loose, and this is actually what the comic is. Not that there's anything wrong with Muppet Babies, but it was not what I thought I was getting. So if I was going a little bit slower, I probably would have noticed that, yeah, the cover was stuck in there and it wasn't actually what I thought it was. So no big deal. It was $1, and this will probably be one of the ones that I give to my nieces and nephews. I don't know if they actually know who the Muppet Babies are, but who knows? And hey, look, there's Hulk Hogan. Why not? All right. So to my actual runner-up, and once again, guys, I am still on that quest to get a nice copy of Spider-Man Storm and Power Man Battle Smokescreen. Their PSA against smoking. This one would have been a really good contender, guys. It's nice in the back, nice in the front, but somebody had to write 25 cents on the cover. I did try to buff it out and clean it up the best I could. I think that's all I can get, without like a bath or something serious. So, but yeah, I see these. I'm going to pick it up. I can't help it. Eventually I'll get a nice copy. But let's jump into the first one here. So my first one is kind of a goof, I guess. I grabbed it because, well, it's Battlestar Galactica Starbuck. It was a 3-issue series. But I grabbed it. If you guys don't know, this is Rob Liefeld. It's his classic barrel chest that he likes drawing. I couldn't resist it. I just couldn't resist it to look at it, see what it is, because he actually worked on issue 1 and 2. There's 3 issues. I had them all there. I ended up not getting them. I don't know if that was a mistake. Maybe I should have got them just to finish off the whole series. But yeah, I ended up just getting the one. This came out mid-90s. It's Maximum Press. I think I recently showed off Marvel Battlestar Galactica. I got the last issue. And yeah, this is a different company that had the rights to Battlestar Galactica for a while. And like I said, Rob Liefeld, I couldn't pass it up. Okay, jumping into kind of an 80s trend here, guys. This is Fish Police, number 1. Came out in mid-80s, 85, I believe is what it was. And they had like a huge stack of these in a box. I remember seeing these Fish Police. I think there was like 10, maybe a little bit more issues of this. But they're jumping on the old Turtles bandwagon here of having, your animal characters in here, like mutants or whatever. But this is a classic 80s independent comic, all black and white, kind of a passion project. I think the art's pretty good. Different take on the intelligent animal. I mean, that guy's supposed to be a squid. That's interesting. So yeah, I couldn't pass it up for $1. Like I said, I never see any more other than maybe one or two of this. And the dealer that had these dollar books had a whole stack of them. So I went ahead and grabbed one. Why not? Help them out, get rid of them type of thing. But Fish Police #1. And going along with Fish Police is actually one. I remember seeing this one, but this one I actually had, and I've been hunting for it for a while. Hamster Vice. Sticking with the animal theme. This is Blackthorn Publishing that did this one, #1. I think this also was another one that was like about 10 issues or so in the mid 80s. I think this one was, let's see, book 1, 86 is when this one came out. This one, I think I like the art a little bit more. I did have this back in the day. Don't know what happened to it, so I've been trying to hunt it down for a while. But yeah, once again, on that Turtles bandwagon of the animal characters. Kind of, this one, though, is different. It's a spoof on not only Turtles, but Miami Vice, too, which was very popular at that time. Jumping to DC, here's one that I didn't know I kind of wanted, but it's Superman The Wedding Annual. This was a one-shot that they did in the 90s. And this is actually a variant. There's a regular cover that John Byrne did. But what's neat about this one shot of Superman marrying Lois Lane is that all the creators, writers, and artists actually worked on this book. A couple pages here and there were different artists and writers of them getting married. So I thought that was kind of cool. Mid-90s, like I said, 96, I believe. And I thought this was neat. In the back page, it had this big old fold out of, that's kind of neat, right? And they had a whole bunch of these. So I'm like, man, this must have not really either got these from like a store that just had too many backstock issues type of thing. And that's why these were $1. Sometimes that's why you see stuff like this in the dollar bins, is just they had too many that they ordered that they just didn't sell. So they end up going to the discount bins, and you know what? Why not? Because I mean, this was at the time, this was like a $5 book in the mid 90s. That was a lot of money back then. So Superman, one shot there of the wedding of Superman and Lois Lane. Okay, this one is a Punisher issue, number 57. This was kind of cool. I've never seen a cover like this. That's why I grabbed it. This is actually a Jim Lee cover. Let me show you the back, because that's what really made it stand out to me. It's kind of cool, a little wanted poster for Frank there. But this was a Jim Lee cover, and what I thought was kind of neat is this one came out, let's see, it was 91, I believe. Let me look at my notes here. Yep, 91. But it's kind of neat is it has an interior cover. So like a regular cover, that's a photo. I did not know this existed. So this was kind of cool to have this almost a double cover with a Jim Lee artwork on the front, and then a photo one there. And then there's the actual comic, which is a different artist. Jim Lee just did the cover. So kind of neat issue. I pick up for $1. I still need to finish this volume of the Punisher. This was volume 2. So yeah, Punisher number 57, 1991. Okay, halfway through, guys. This one I grabbed because of the art on the cover. This is number 13 of Special Marvel Edition, starring Sergeant Fury. So yeah, this is Nick Fury before he is in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is when he was still running with his little troop fighting Nazis. And I grabbed this because it is a Jack Kirby cover, written by Stan Lee. And this is actually just a reprint of older issues of Sergeant Fury. So kind of cool to pick up. It was $1. It's actually in really decent shape for how old it is. It's got a little bit of wave and stuff, but like I said, I grabbed it because it's Jack Kirby. Jumping into my favorite now, X-Men. This is a Marvel Milestone Edition. It's a reprint of number 9 X-Men. If you can't afford the originals, this is a way to go to get these reprints of the classic stories. I mean, the original was 1965. So, I mean, it tells you when they come out. And they did the Marvel Milestone Edition. There's quite a few of them. They don't number them, which is kind of weird. You just actually have to, go look them up and you see which ones. But for the most part, they were like big books that they did this with. And this one is, like I said, it's a reprint of number 9, which I believe is the first time that the Avengers fight the X-Men, the original X-Men. And, what's neat about this Marvel Milestone Edition, they ran them in the 90s. So I would say beginning in the 90s to the mid 90s, they did this. This is how I got like X-Men number 1. I think I got the first appearance of Doctor Doom this way. And I think I might have another one like Spider-Man's first appearance or something. So if you see these, like I said, it's a real good, cheap way to pick them up. And for $1, hey, you can't get it cheaper than that, than free. Okay, and this, I was kind of chuckling a little bit. I know the dealer that had these dollar bins. I was giving him a hard time because he had a long box that was split between 180 and 181. It's like he must have got these from a previous store owner because half the box was this one, half the box was the other one. Now, this one is no special key or anything. It's a cover by John Romita Jr. This is classic Uncanny X-Men with Storm with her mohawk and Kitty Pryde. This was kind of, I think, at the time period that I started really seriously collecting as a kid. And John Romita Jr. was a key point in that for me with the X-Men. So I really like this cover. I couldn't help but pick it up and get another copy. I think my copy is actually a newsstand, so to actually have a direct was pretty cool. Thinking back about it, I think I might have grabbed more if I thought about it and just gave them away as, gifts for kids or something like that, just to get them reading. But, oh well, maybe if I ever see multiple copies like that again, especially for $1, I'll grab more of them. Keeping in theme with the X-Men, this was kind of a neat series that I pick up when I see it, especially when I see it in the dollar bin. But it's Marvel Team Up number 124. The team up is always Spider-Man and somebody from the Marvel Universe. This case is the Beast. That's why I grabbed it. It's a blue bouncing Beast. And at this time, this was the early 80s. I think Beast was either in the Avengers at this time or the New Defenders. And yeah, it's a nice color. It's a nice copy. It's a little bit of, discoloring in it, but being a direct copy, I think I might have a real beat up Newsy on this one. So this one's a little bit better shape. And like I said, when I see Marvel Team Up for $1, I'm going to pick them up. It's kind of a longer running series that started in the mid 70s, I believe it was. So yeah, I'll pick this one up all day at this series all day at $1. So yeah, Spider-Man and the Beast. And then speaking of Spider-Man, and I'm kind of cheating here a little bit because I could not decide. I found a little chunk of Spider-Man 2099. Now, I did just recently get number 1 from my buddy Chris at Cheddar Comics on one of his claim sales. And I found a chunk of this. Now, this series ran for like about 40 some issues, I think. But I had a hard time picking which one I wanted to show you guys because I did grab a couple for the 2099. They had a few of them. And this one is number 6, which I thought I'd show you this one because it is kind of, we get to see Vulture 2099 for the first time in this one. But then I saw this one and I'm like, well, maybe I want to show you guys this one. This is actually his first cover appearance. So I thought that was kind of cool. Maybe I'll show you that one. But then I was thinking, okay, well, then I had this one, number 8. That is actually the first appearance of a Jennifer D'Angelo, who later in the series becomes the Goblin. So a lot of shades of modern Spider-Man in the 2099 series. Kind of cool. So like I said, I couldn't decide which one to show you. So there you go, guys. I broke the rules and I showed you a couple. So yeah, that is number 6, 7, and 8 of Spider-Man 2099. These all came out in the early 90s. I did not get this one when it was out. I was actually just starting to get out of collecting when this one kind of got popular. I did still get the 2099 Doom and a little bit of the X-Men one, but that was pretty much it. and I just lost track. I didn't have a store where I ended up going to school. So, well, there you go, guys. There's a little bit more than 10 for 10. 2 extra books there with Spider-Man 2099, and of course the honorable mention. So let's go ahead and go up, and we'll close out. Well, there you go, guys. There's another 10 for 10 challenge dollar diving video for you guys that I recently got from my back-to-back local shows where they had a lot of dollar bins that, I'm trying to hit those when I can. This was kind of like from the previous week. I went to shows 2 weeks in a row, and I thought of doing this for more content for you guys. And I think I did pretty good at this one. I got some decent ones. Some of them I just grabbed because of the covers, and my, of course, guilty pleasure. I see them, I grab them. Let me know, guys, what you think. Did I waste my money? Should I have gotten them all? I don't know. And be diligent when you're going through those. What I thought I was grabbing was actually something completely different. So make sure you know what you're grabbing, and you don't miss any books, because that also happens too. It's a tough balance, you guys. You want to get through them really quick, but you don't want to miss them. And so sometimes you do miss them, and you know what? It's one of those things that, oh well, you'll come across another one type of thing. Especially with these dollar books, you didn't lose out much. So, but you guys, let me know down below what you think of these pickups that I got. Would you have grabbed these books? Sometimes there's some decent ones I find that I can fill out my runs a little bit. But let me know down below in the comments. I love reading your comments. And while you're at it, give me a thumbs up, a like. It helps with the algorithm. And please subscribe. It helps get the content out to the rest of the world to enjoy my comic hauls, my comic pickups, and all the shenanigans that come with the comic questing. So, and while you're at it, head over to Instagram. Give me a follow, a like there for a weekly post that I do. I'm trying to come up with different subjects for the Instagram that are different from the YouTube channel, so it gives you a little more content to view and enjoy. But guys, that is all I have for this 10 for 10 dollar diving challenge. Let me know, as I said, what you guys think. And while you're digging in your dollar bins, try to stick to that something like a 10 for 10, and you may find that it's a little bit better of a haul. Until next time, guys, happy questing, and we will talk to you next time.